Thank you for tuning in with Enchantress. That is me. The Babbler. That is me. On this evolutionary, revolutionary that is happening at this time. So I've been a little bit MIA, or a little bit strategic in a different kind of way. Working on some other kind of things. Happy full moon to you. Although these messages are timeless through and through. As you can see, hot, beautiful goddess mess is I. On this evolutionary high of a rise on a line that is happening at this time. And oh yes, there's lots of things happening on this planet, you see. I got books and tarot and a whole bunch of things all around me. Because I'm just like, just a lot of things that is happening around town. Okay, so it's like, I hear this song, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. So, I don't know what kind of shit that is. But the boys are back in town. So, whatever that means. I hear Pluto in my mind too. Like, just scavenging, savages. But, you know, that's just Babel speak. So, before I continue, I'm going to my flow. My freestyle flow. Because you already know. And just the Babbler. That is I. On this evolutionary high. And that is how I do things. Random as I. Okay. Right. No conformity. But yeah, there is a system, you see, that has been implemented before we. And so we must find our footing, grounding on these planes of multi-dimensional realms of existence. And it's just like, what? Will we are ever met with this, the polarity of the resistance of this upliftment? Anywho, as you can see, I am in a weird kind of schmood. What can I say? My molecular DNA is upgraded this way. Okay. Right. We're gonna sage this place. This space. Protected is you. Protected is I. Here, as we meet in this sacred shrine of a divine, but what you do outside of your line and on your own time has nothing to do with me, you see. Even if you try to center my way, oh no. We're not playing those kind of games anymore. You know what I'm saying? Stay your lane. Anyways. So, let's sage this place. This space. Maybe you have been a little bit intense and emotional too. Maybe something's ruffling your feathers. Maybe you got life and you gotta be enduring some other kind of weather. Oh, believe a storm is in. The storm is here. Oh, you okay, my dear? Confirmation with my perritos. Sí, yo tengo perritos y yo tengo gatos y yo tengo muchos animales. Translation case. That means I have dogs, I have cats, I have lots of animals, okay? Granted. I am an animal. Are we not? Maybe you are in need of some healing. Know that this is a healing space, a healing channel, a healing page, alchemized in that kind of way. Healer of the days of the ages, and we are here now. So, you needed this somehow. I send to you. The alien in me recognizes the alien in you, and I send you healing too, no matter what you come here for too, because I know I sound aggressive when I say those kind of things, but you know, we gotta get into the swing of things to understand where I come from with that department of observationals. Right? Observers are we, you know what I mean? By the time you reach me, you're on a different plateau. You know what I mean? And you're ready for some of this kind of a line. You know what I'm saying, guys? Okay. Before I get into this ramble of a babble, because Enchantress the Babbler is I. If you're not into this kind of thing, you can click off. Pluck off. Pluck off. You know what I mean? Right. So, and I say that with the most alchemized love and respect from myself. So getting rid of the pollution, we accept no substitution, alienation, United Nations. Fine. Alright, let me just make some announcements before I go into this kind of like poetic thing. I haven't done this in a while and I guess I kind of missed it. If you want to work one-on-one with a muse like me, oh yes, I'll do some musings, inspirational as I, and that kind of element of a conduit, of a earth angel, goddess, dark angel, shadow worker, whatever you want to call these kind of things, psychic, spiritualist, evolutionist, realist, you know, healer, body worker, energy worker. I mean, more like levels of, nombres tú tienes aquí, muchos lives, you know what I mean? So many roles and so many positions we play. I mean, what can we not do nowadays, you know, except get into the truth of things, right? Not true at all, because the truth exists within you after all. Ooh, did you go down the rabbit hole? Because that is where I, Hijacked, Bible greets you at this time, right? So, going back. So if you want to work one-on-one with me and know the kind of things that I kind of do, which is the kind of things that I kind of do, which is a lot of things that I kind of do, but you know, and you want to work on one-on-one with me too, I offer so many various forms of ways that you and I can connect in every kind of way, because Muse is I in that kind of way, and I am of servitude of every day to every god, goddess aligned with this vessel of mine that needs me at this time, and then I just do the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? Right. Right. So if you are into whatever it is that you are into and you think I flow in that kind of way too, I mean, it doesn't hurt to check out whatever it is that you are seeking through me, you know, because in service of the whole is why I am here. Resistance is I have been all my life in terms of the things that I have been doing since I can breathe on this planet, you see. So, I mean, it's just a matter of putting everything into order. You know what I mean? So there are various ways that you and I can connect that is varying in affordability, too. Because it's not about the money, boo. But we are currency here, so you know what I mean? So we gotta make things clear and fair, my dear. So there is a high range of multitude of ways and affordability nowadays, you know what I'm saying, that you and I can connect in every kind of way, whether it be live, in person, live, not behind the scenes. I do those things too. There is a lot of cool new services too, and just updates I have been making on my website, enchantressthebabbler.com. That is how you can get in connection with me. If you want to speak to me, we can do the scheduling from there. It's so simple as 1, 2, 3. Or you gotta look, see the service you want. If it involves one-on-one contact between you and I, how excited will I be to meet and greet and serve you? Because that is why I am here. Right, my dears. Okay, I don't get it twisted. You see, even as dramatically expressive I can be, because entertainer is me. You see? Right. That's just a personality quirk. You know what I'm saying? I can't help the way that I entertain. It's part of my molecular upgrade of DNA. You know what I'm saying? I was curly and swirly and made this way. Alright, so granted. Listen, if there's one thing that you're gonna feel when you come in here for real, it's better. And if you don't, that's because you need some more. You need some more sage on this page. Either way, so check out enchantressthebabbler.com. There's tons of new cool stuff and ways, and there's so many freebies that I offer in so many different kind of ways of entertain that I offer on all my social media pages, whether it be here, Enchantress The Babbler on YouTube, or on my Instagram at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS, where I do free pick-a cards almost every single day on my stories. Whether you even communicate with me or not, because a lot of people don't. Got a lot of eyes. But people want to sit in back, you know, with their little denies. With that kind of quiet solitude life, we're all free to do however we want to do. Granted, this be truth. And a lot of things are not personal too. It's just, you know, it's just the way I am. It's the way you are. Accept yourself by far. Beautiful you are. Yes. Okay. Right. So, either way, so much to be entertained. And then my blog, my baby, enchantingbabble.blogspot.com, with over 500,000 views. Oh my goodness. Woo! If I was an editor that was tech savvy, I would have did some cool upgrade of a something with the woo-woo in this part of my video. But if you want to do my video for free, nobody wants to do those kind of things, then this is gonna have to be exactly what it is. Okay? Thank you. Anyways, so yeah, so check out all my social media platforms, and that is just how you and I can connect. Note that I do bodywork, and I do teach live in the flesh, so my scheduling for the other things that I do, like readings and other kind of spiritual work or whatever it is, you know, like the Zoom live calls and all this kind of stuff that I do into the wee hours of the night too, because 24/8 is my scheduling date. You see what I mean? So, yeah, like a machine. Enchantress Bubbler, full steam ahead. You know what I'm saying, friends? So, yeah. Right. So, you know, I'm very busy. Yeah. So, with that in mind, my dears, I do everything that I can do my best to be on time, and everyone knows I'm always late. I've always been late. You see, even if it's just a couple of minutes, you know what I mean? Because I'm always running around, driving from this town to this town to this town to this town to this town. So even though I do a lot of things on social media land, that's because I can do it from any part of the world that I am in. You know what I'm saying? So, thankful. And now I know that we're still during COVID time, but I have been fortunate enough to pick back up with the with the teaching in person through the Children's School of Yoga organization that I am a part of. And so I've been teaching at summer camps, which have been great, you know, considering the whole COVID thing and, you know, all the precautionary measures that we are taking to ensure our safety and our health, you know, at the utmost highest. So my schedule has increased even more, because I was, prior to that, teaching online kids, the Children's School of Yoga, for the Children's School of Yoga, the kids and stuff. So that was interesting, and that was a learning progress too, because I do offer stretch and dance and certain kind of meditative, like, interconnect kind of offers on my website personally, that's outside of the kids' school and stuff like that. So if you wanted to do something like that, but if you wanted to work with the children and you wanted them to go to, you know, your child's school, daycare, or whatever, then you would have to go through the Children's School of Yoga.com. Where you can find that, and you can speak with the founder there directly yourself and deal with all of that. I am just a teacher that goes to different kind of sites all over New Jersey and New York areas, and wherever in North Carolina too. I have to travel anywhere, you know, and teach. But yeah, that's how that goes. So, and then bodywork, my own personal clientele of wonderful, fun things I do, you know, the things that I went to school for, which is, you know, occupational therapy, massage therapy, and all that good, holistic, Eastern, Western practices of traditional Chinese medicine and Asian bodywork, which is my mastery. That was a mouthful. Okay. So, either way, all the things that I do, hip hip hooray, and all the things that I do on any given day, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. I know that you can't see because I put this background, you see, but behind me there is rain. There is a storm, a coming, a brewing. It's here. It's here, my dears, and you know, that's what I kind of want to speak to all of you about, because that's what Spirit brought me in for right now. I really got emotional. Because it's been emotional. And it's okay. Because that's alignment in that kind of way. To deny yourself the feels that you have, or to ignore them and to distract yourselves, is not the solution. It only fills more with the pollution of the conditioning that has you so far gone outside of yourself, seeking yourself outside of yourself. Not you, I'm just speaking in general too. You know, so don't take personal to offense if I'm pointing and I'm here and I'm speaking and all this kind of stuff, because guess what? If the shoe fits, wear it. And that's not me here being, you know, scoldy and, you know, oh, just because, trust me, hard-headed is this miss over here. Yeah, true, that. So, you know what I mean? I'm the last person to judge anybody. Miss. Why do they send the clown to do these things? Oh, guess what? When I laugh, you giggle and you laugh whether you like me or not too. And there's a healing in this vibration of alchemy that comes with my giggles, you see. That's also another little offering of news laughter sessions with me on my website, you see. If you need that kind of booster up or ring, you know what I mean? Because it's natural. I'm gonna cry. I'm seriously gonna have to take a time out right here. Just because, well, anyways, I guess it's happening for a reason, and let me just, like, goddess up. Ooh. The storm is here. And you want to be clear with how you feel, my dear, about the emotions that are coming up from this vortex. What is a vortex? A vortex is a ciphering field of energy, vibration, that is unified in their vibration and frequency, that it has been cycled, created, grown, has picked up life, right? Because, you know, think about a thought. You can attach a thought to a vortex because chances are the influence came from that energetic vortex that has influenced your life and an experience in some kind of way that has caused you to even think the thought, because thoughts are things that attach themselves, they have life, you know what I mean? Because you could think a thought, but was it really you, or was it something that you have walked into that has been predated prior to your activation as a thought sensation that wants to pick up vibration, frequency, energy, and be creative? You know what I'm saying? So fine. Here we are with a vortex. A vortex has crescendoed in its effects because it is alive. Hate is a vortex. Love is a vortex. And then you have pieces. Pieces. Sparkles. Energies that tie into your own kind of leveling of experience. That feed the expansive energy that is the vortex. That it's invisible. So the humans think. So the humans are conditioned to see and believe. They cannot see these things. What's that swivel of a smoke of a star I see over there, like swirling and twirling before I even acknowledged the feeling that I thought I was feeling inside, and it wasn't coming from my heart, but it was outside of my stratum, and I was just like, impact life. How impactful that can be. These vortexes, invisible, these strings that pull like the puppeteers that we are when we are not awakened and activated by burn, so we just move with strings that are moving us because it's part of the vortex of creation. Right? So a vortex is something created, right? So you think a thought that no one ever has thought before, and here you're going outside of the box. After you fully investigated and made sure you see that it's not tied to any kind of like strings outside in the air, and then you're just like, whoa, new formulation, thoughts, scientists is like, oh, it's just a theory, you know what I'm saying, guys? Right. So here I am. So now you have gotten past and you jumped outside the box. Okay. You jumped outside the box. You jump outside the box. And you think a new thought that is all yours. Genius. Muse. Mine. No. Right. Fine. So you take this new thought and you share it. And it picks up traction. But it's not a vortex. Right. Well, how does the vortex keep on? How does it get so big? Time. But time is an illusion. Right. But it's part of our understanding because we're under that construct. You see, so it exists in some kind of way to some kind of degree, even though it's just manhandling of things to understand and comprehend this functioning of a lifespan that is occurring at this perceived level of perception that's happening at the same time. It's just like, time does exist, moron. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Both are right. Okay. Knowledge. Anywho, that's not what this is about. Right. So, we have these vortexes. They're everywhere. The ones that be on and popping. Right, they everywhere. You see my cuts in my arms. That's because I carry bodies for a living. I teach yoga. I was just looking at my cuts. I was like, oh, we should be admiring ourselves, okay? I saw myself back and I was like, that looks cool. What can I say? I work out. I don't know what this video is going to be about. All I knew was that I got the Professional High Priestess' new cards in the mail today, and I was just going to pull and see a little bit like what happens, but I realized that I have to use more other cards with these cards, and I don't even think I need cards for this video. I'm going to upload this like now because it's just full moon babbles. But yeah, so I got her new cards, because I have the spiritual warfare ones, which I love, by the way, and then I got to use the Karmic Astrology Oracle, so I will be using them. You know how I like to use all the tools, divination tools that I use and stuff, but I staged, and I was like, connecting with them. I haven't really like shuffled them really good, but I just, picked up real quick, Just to see in its 10th house energy right here, right? So this is the 10th house manages our career as well as public recognition. Several 10th house placements indicate a drive for being in the spotlight or focusing on your career, which impacts our financial stability. Karmic aspects of the 10th house include workaholism, public scandals, an obsession with popularity and attention. This card indicates a need to review your 10th house placements as well as synastry. Right. Right, like, you know, and 12th house. The 12th house is the realm of secrets. This is where it's going. The subconscious and hidden enemies. Right. Fucking blocking your 10th house shit, right? Because they want to be in the dark about some shit. So that's the storm that's emerging and purging. So whether you have participated in any kind of dark stuff, that, when I say dark, we are all dark, we are all light. What I mean is when you inflict and have intention and you hate on and you energize and you create that kind of vibration towards others in any kind of way, shape, form, capacity, even if you're justified, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. It's witcheries. Alright? Not forgiving someone and constantly thinking about what they have done in that hurtful kind of place, unless you're like self-sabotaging, even though all of it is self-sabotaging in every kind of way. But if you were even just like, you know, like crying, internalizing and crying. I had a roommate once that she wasn't vampiric in energy because she was self-inflicting her own wounds. So instead of dragging others in with her misery, she sulked in her misery. And all she did was create, you know, for the most part, when she was around others and stuff, was good vibrations. But when it came to herself, she was woe was me, right? So you see the difference in that kind of energy. Now there's those that have been hurt too or whatever. There's no excuse. But they're brooding. They're breeding. They're seeding. They're plotting. They're imagining horrific things. That's witchery. That's fuckery. That's energy manipulation, especially if you're a little sadistic little fucker that just can't let it go and you just, every day you see these souls, you see these souls, you see these souls, you manipulate, go into that vortex, you know what I'm saying? Sagittarius, we about time for all that shit to be focused on anybody else. Not the partner. So care enough. But anyways, those little fuckers. The times have come now, because I keep saying if you watch any of my, in all of my other videos, I keep talking about this justice department. You know, this karmic department. And I don't want to talk about karmic in that kind of way, because what about those empathic souls? Did I say it right? Those souls that don't care and don't feel anything there at all because they're in that leveling kind of there. No, I'm being corrected in every single kind of way the moment that I even say, because I already had this conversation with you guys before. It's not even about that. Either way, there's just a lot of fuckeries and shit going down and things are coming out. Pop out time. Maybe some of you like pop out. Yo quiero pop out. But not in that kind of way. What can I say? So things are coming up in that kind of way. And you know, it's like a crossroad kind of feel. Like, especially if you're awakened and you're activated in that kind of level of real. Like, you know the deal. When you know better, you do better. And if you don't do better, then pop out you get. And it ain't the good kind either. But anyways, the 12th house is the 12th house is the realm of secrets, the subconscious and hidden enemies, ruling over the feet as well as the mind. Right? Planets in the 12th house always indicate past life karma around mysticism, magic, and the misuse thereof. 12th house placements also indicate an increased need for personality development as well as spiritual practice to support balancing of lower forces that can hijack the psyche. So you know how many hijackers, how they be, like, you know, like if we're not mindful too of, like, you know, like the empath that is in you, right? Let's say, like, you know, empathic too, you walk into a room and you're not aware, you're not in alignment, you're not in that kind of thing. You walk into this room and you take it all in and you're like, this is mine, man. You better shape up. No. This is unacceptable. 12th house. Hidden shit. Pluto. Why am I saying Pluto? Fortune. Part of fortune indicates where we will experience the most luck in life based on the sign as well as house it is placed in. Part of fortune can be magnetized by working with your chart to consciously amplify part of fortune via psychological and spiritual development. This card can indicate more attention is needed to be paid to your fortune. It can indicate an underdeveloped or unacknowledged fortune that can actually help you during times of challenge. So yeah, a lot of things are coming up to the surface, alright? So here we are. A lot of things are coming up to the surface for you to see, to acknowledge. Not for you to breathe, see, and get back into the cycling of that feeling kind of thing. Like, oh shit, coming up. Like today, I'm telling you, I've been emotional in every kind of way. Has it been logical? Has it been like where it makes sense? No. All I know is that I feels, and I feels everything so real, you know what I mean? And I could just cry any kind of way. I even messaged with my daughter earlier. I was like, listen, because I heard her tone. I was like, I am sensitive. I am emotional. Can be easily aggravated, and I'm feeling slightly aggressive. Then I got checked with the squirrels. I had an adventure with the squirrels today because they're a little feisty, right? So I feed these animals, right? I feed these animals all the time, and they all know it's me. This is why the crow comes to me every time it feeds me, and the blue jays too, and all the birds I feed them too, like, you know. And then the squirrels, and you know, they love the walnuts, they love the pistachios, they love the seeds that I leave, and all these kind of things. And you know, I just feed them regularly, daily. They fed, right? So then, right. So today I'm feeling what I'm feeling. I wake up and, you know, it's just extra. It's just extra. I'm very sensitive. I'm very in tune, and that's why I fast a lot, and I cleanse my system, and I'm mindful of what it is that I eat and put into my body because I have to. I have to. Told you. Hey. I have to go soon, okay? Okay. I'm being mindful because I have shit to do. So, also, please, since I'm putting that out there, know that, because there's people on here that are actual members of my website, enchantressthebabylon.com, and I'm a little bit behind in my sendings of everyone, because I already got some messages from some, like, where's mine? It's coming! Because I do, as a member, you know, when it comes up shit like this, full moons, oracles, I do, because out of gratitude, I send and I engage with those that participate with me in that kind of way. It's personal, like, you know, from me to you. We are souls here having this human experience, and if there's one thing that I know from my own experiences, you know, not having the support that you would want to need, and that kind of thing, and just that kind of, like, you know, hijack, I was gonna say. People get hijacked in that kind of way. Oh my god. There have been people in your life that have made you feel invisible. Or it's like if... Oh my god. Alright. And for whatever reason, you just don't get it. You just don't get it. Or maybe there was a part of you too that existed once upon a time. And you think about it and you're outside of your mind and you're like, that wasn't me in this life. Hijacked. It's like it's part of your system, your growth, your evolutionary growth to experience certain kind of things. It's just like I said, years ago I started making these notes, these notations about soul talk. I said a person doesn't need to be awakened to soul talk with you. I started noting that with spirit, that there would be these hijacked beings for that moment, or it's higher self-talk. I couldn't understand, where is it coming from? Because again, we don't know. Like, we're growing. We're going into the rabbit hole. We're allowing this flow, this growth, this evolution to take place, and know that it's so multidimensional that even when you think for one moment that you understand it, and know that there's more. And it's gonna one day, whenever you're ready, then it's gonna just mind blown some more. I thought, whoa, Pandora's door is infinite. Okay, so I started to make notes of these kind of things, and I'm like, wow, that's exactly what I need to hear. Somebody random comes and says exactly what it is, whatever it is that you need to hear. So, in Western astrology, my rising is in Virgo. In Vedic astrology, my rising is in Leo, right? So I see how these two correlate and work together, hand in hand. Note that I do both Vedic and Western, my friend. This is my evolution of astrology. So I know that people usually pick and choose the sides like black and white, or, this and this and this and that. It's all a part, and all the other astrologies too, all can be infused. But right now, my package duo that I'm working with now are Western and Eastern astrology. Okay, so again, these are you're free to believe however it is you want to see. I note very well that both Eastern and Western astrology both apply to me so freaking well. Okay, both sides of the coin. I have my understanding where it's like the shadow side of something, right? My sun in Sagittarius in Western astrology, and in Vedic astrology, my sun in Scorpio, which is my darker side, the side of me that was shadowed from myself for so long. Yet intense as I, to understand the highlight of the Sagittarius sunrise, wounded healer of this life, Scorpion bites. Oh, lava is right. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole nother topic of discussion that I am supposed to be doing videos on this stuff for. Like, opening that kind of leveling of door. If you want to hear some more, please comment and share too, because, I need that encouragement too, my dears, because I write down so many things of what it is that I need to be doing, and I'm doing so many things, okay? So I'm going to take the stuff that is the pull, okay? And so, granted, it's these tools. So, what was I saying? Right, so my Virgo rising in Western and Leo rising in Eastern work well together right now. It's like yin and yang meeting, right? So when I started to make notations of these soul talks, right, from randomers, I'm like, wow, it doesn't matter who it is. Awakened, enlightened, this, black, white, it didn't matter who, what age range, down to 1 year old, right? Soul talk happens. And I'm like, wow, because the scientist in me, it's how I like to see and I do things. I analyze things from every which way perspective, because before I even go and say anything spiritual, I go through the whole humanistic approach of, let me break this down and say this is really this, that, and third. Right? This, that, and the third. Okay. Right. I gotta go, guys. So, right. So, I started to make notes or take notes on what physicalities were shown to me that I can see that identified these moments of soul talk happening. And immediately, I see, for me, right? Because that's the connection with the align that you have to make for yourself at these times when you want to understand your spirit talk, realm, connector. You can read every book in the world. You can read every book in the world, but nothing will be more grand than the communication that you develop with your own inner stand, my friends. And that is the work that I do. So if you're interested in that kind of leveling of work too, it's enchantresslybattle.com, and you can set something up with me. But either way, right? So I started to take notes. And for me, the identification happened in the eyes. You see, I kept saying there's a twinkling that lets me see when it's happening. And I'm like, twinkle! And I started to get excited and share it with, you know, whomever I was close to at that time. That it's like the Santa Claus twinkle in the eye, right? Like when if something was in, no matter the color, shape, or form the eye was in, there was just some kind of twinkling that would occur. And I'm like, Santa, is that you? I see you, right? That kind of thing too. So, you know, and then the movie with, I always forget the name of this movie, but I always remember the song because the song freaked me out a little bit. Time is on your side. Yes, it is. And it was with Denzel Washington, and it was like the spirit was after him or something like that, and it would jump from person to person, and he would know. But he would know that he couldn't attack the person because it was just temporary. It was like hijacking happening. Right? I forget the name of the movie. You know the name of the movie? Please put it in the comments below because I can't remember it for the life of me. But it's a good movie. Anything with Denzel Washington is a good movie in my book. So, even though I don't watch TV unless someone has it on and someone in a place that is not my home. Even though my daughter has a TV in her room, that's because she's a gamer. Okay. But I don't. So for over 10 years now, I could say that. So I could say over 30 years of stuff. I could say, oh my goodness, almost 40. Right? Okay. So anyways, guys, I have a 19-year-old child who acts older than me. Anyway, okay, so parenting 101 tips for you because I did not raise my daughter conventional too. Okay, and how proud I am of she who indeed does breed of a seed that is aligning here. This mastery. Okay, not going off topic. Right, so, so, you know, I started to note these kind of things that I was able to see, like the soul talk kind of thing, right? So, I'm gonna have to rewind because I was like, this is why I'm in the babble, guys, because sometimes I just get so lost into my babbles that, you know, that, I have so much to contribute and say, and then I don't get to finish in some kind of way, and then I have to go too, so I'm like just being my phone and it's on support too, and then you hear my dog working in the background. Anyways, Neil, come here, puppy. Right, so, right, so there's, you know, so many things, right, so, where's that role playing? It's okay to breathe in and gather your points, right? Right. You know what? This is video number 1. I'm going to make a video number 2. And if you could please tell me what the fudge I was saying, that would be helpful. Right, hijacking. The hijacking. I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna forget this thing. Full moon, hijacking, aqua, capping, Because in Western astrology, the full moon is in Aquarius. And in Vedic astrology, sidereal astrology, it's in Capricorn. I say they're working together at this full moon time. The eccentricities and the Plutonian and the mystery of what's happening at this awakening time is being grounded by Cappy. That's in one positive aspect of this realm of how it's influencing our energies now. But note that there's a major storm purge occurring right now. So there we go, back to that message about the hijacking, right? So many have been made to feel pain, isolated, alone in every kind of way, numb, dumb in their pain, in their way. It's not personal. Everybody wants to know what spiritual warfare is, and yet they turn a blind eye to the invisible that occurs energetically in our atmospheres. If you're not awakened, my dears, you are subject to be hijacked in every kind of way because you are easily influenced in that kind of way. And so those around you, because you awaken one, the human says special. Spirit says stop calling it anything but what it is, which is just what we are. Something grand, evolutionaries, our way, our command. Opposition is what we need on this land. Hijacked humans who are easily influenced by these energetic spirits, entities, energies, attachments, conditionings that wreak them. Act in the way that they do. And maybe a lot of it was not nice to you. Doesn't excuse the abuse. Or the ignorance. There's a lot of healing happening. There's a crossroad here. This is a channeling right here. Fuego. Spiritual warfare. Hijack. Spirit. I don't know, there's gonna be a video on it too. I have other things to do. I just want to clean this space, clean this place. You are not missing anything, for you are whole on your own. I posted a picture of myself earlier on my Instagram, my blog, my website. Go check it all out. And there I have a quote that says, if there's one thing that the moon teaches me, is that no matter what phase I'm in, I'm always whole. I found that quote on the internet. I worded it in my own kind of way. I just paraphrased it because either way, the original quote that I found, it had an unknown author to it. Anyway. But either way, the concept, you get it. There are injustices in life that are coming to the surface. There are things that it will take your forgiveness to bring a justice. Release. You're strong, you're more than capable. You are ready. You're here, you're wise. You're healing, you're feeling, you're dealing, you're alive. You're strong, you're protected, you're divine. I am divine. I am strong. I am strength. I am wisdom. I am honor. I am protected. I am love. You okay? I see clearly. I know best. I know better, I do better. Anything outside of me that tries to inflict any kind of wound, disease, hurt upon me, I return to sender immediately. Transmute it through love. I have to go now. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, my friend.